Not long ago, there was official news from Dead by Daylight, and it was about the most picked killers in the region of Japan and also outside of Japan. What I wanted to look at is actually what are the differences between Japan and the rest of the world and what could be the reason. So in this video, I will go through all the different killers and tell you who are the most picked killers in Japan and also who are the most picked killers worldwide. So let's go and start. The number one killer picked in Japan is Rave with 8%. Rave at the top makes sense if you know how Japan actually plays Dead by Daylight. The country has one of Dead by Daylight's most dedicated audiences, anchored heavily on console, with a quite different approach and game style compared to the rest of the world. For example, A Nurse's Calling and also Sloppy Butcher are still quite popular in Japan, and the Japanese community likes long matches. They want to get the shards, they want to get all the blood points, everything they can. And they also have a special love for a specific perk, Self-Care. And due to the large console base, it also skews tastes of casual players towards killers who feel crisp on controller and don't demand this ultra twitchy camera work. Rave just cloaks and uncloaks, is simple enough. You learn his patrol routes, you appear exactly where you're meant to and punish if they misposition. Additionally, Japanese survivors tend to run faster away. What I mean by that is instead of going into a chase, what they're doing is hiding and running early away, and it is a way more common tactic to just run as soon as you hear the heartbeat. During my research, it also turned out that Rave is somehow seen as very cute in the Japanese community. I do not know exactly why this is the case, but they have quite an obsession with him. Let's go over to the second place, which is actually the Huntress with a surprising 6%. The reason why Huntress is so popular is because she offers a clean, readable skill path. You have all the fundamentals. You have the crosshair discipline, the hatchet inventory system, you have the tile lineups that you need to know, and all this translates into direct, visible improvements if you are playing with the killer enough and get better. It also has been mentioned, like in other videos, that every hit is actually like a proof of skill, and especially if you hit like a trick shot, you have no other killer that is that flexible to do these crazy stunts as the Huntress. In third place we have Legion with 5%, and he is there because of tempo. You have fast information, fast pressure that you can put on the survivors. You are constantly going after the survivors, even all four at times. The Feral Frenzy also simplifies kind of the opening because you have this hit and run style, which is also more common in Japan, and also you can spread the injuries and snowball the game. So just like number one, it is actually easier to pick the Legion up, and he's then easy to play and follows this preferred gameplay formula of the Japanese people. Okay, then let's go over to number 4, which is Nurse with 5%. She's actually not as hated in Japan as in the rest of the world. A lot of Japanese argue that she is an expression of mechanical skill. Even if she's strong, you need to learn her first. Tunneling and slugging seems to be more common in the Japanese servers and also more accepted by the community. And a killer that can build such map pressure and end chases quickly without being seen as a noob killer will definitely be higher on this list. But then we have number 5, which is Kaneki. He's there with 5% and actually the only DLC killer on this Japanese list. Tokyo Ghoul is a domestic cultural export. It is globally famous, but it actually originates out of Japan. When the anime icon appeared in Dead by Daylight, Japanese players got on it. It had a familiar voice, it got a familiar look, it has a known lore, and this turned this killer into a fandom expression, because this also goes then over into this steady pick rate that he has. Even after the launch, it is high. And this brings me also then to like the worldwide picture. I already said that certain IPs may be big in the Japanese community and also how the Japanese community differs, what they value. Let's talk about the worldwide top 5. Huntress leads globally with 6% for actually similar reasons as for Japan. She occupies just in general the sweet spot of access and depth. On mouse, she feels pretty much like a skill shot fantasy, and on controller, she still gives clean aim practice feedback. Streamers are even more popular, and having a killer that is so skill dependent and makes for flashy plays adds to the popularity of her. She just remains a universal recommendation in guides and tier lists, which also sustains organic adaptation across all the different platforms. Let's go over to number 2, the Springtrap with 4%. And the popularity of the Springtrap is fueled by nostalgia. Five Nights at Freddy's is one of the most widely recognized horror IPs for the Gen Z and also younger millennials. And when Springtrap landed in the fog, Dead by Daylight hit new player count highs, and also social timelines got flooded with clips and different lore connections. Even I have a video about that where you can see like, oh okay, the Springtrap map, how is it like connected to all the different references of the FNAF lore. And this is exactly why Dead by Daylight loves these licenses. It brings new players in, and people who don't even main killer will queue him because the fantasy is just familiar. The map is iconic, and the cosmetic pipeline, well, it keeps also the fandom engaged. FNAF is a big thing in Western Europe and also especially in the USA, less so in Japan. So the cultural reach translates straight into the pick rate. And so far, it kept itself high. Let's go over to number 3, which is the same one as in Japan. It is Legion with 4%. For the same reasons as Japan, Legion's play pattern just seems to be fun and effective for the majority of people. Probably it is also because even if you do not down survivors, you can get many hits out, and it feels like you're doing progress and it feels rewarding. I think I do not need to add much more, except for the Western audience. It is also a factor that, well, you have Susie and she has some damn nice cosmetics. Then over to the worldwide spot number 4, which is Kaneki, and he sits there with 4%. And as it was already mentioned, Tokyo Ghoul is now a mainstream IP, and this worldwide. Dead by Daylight's mainstream audience now also overlaps heavily with the anime fandom. And similar to Legion, it feels rather easy to get hits out, and in general, he's just a strong killer. You can see that even like in all the descriptions and all the explanations of the different tier lists that exist. Kaneki is always there in the top ranks, and well, if you play killer, you want to feel powerful, he is powerful. And talking about powerful, we can go over to number 5, which is Wesker, who has also a pick rate of 4%. And why is that the case? Well, he is the backbone of the Resident Evil franchise, one of the biggest bosses, one of the most reoccurring antagonists of the series, and the Resident Evil chapters charted as top sellers on Steam when they first got launched. I think I need to emphasize how many new players joined Dead by Daylight when Nemesis and also Wesker later joined Dead by Daylight. And Wesker's personality is a big hit, right? You have the voice, 7 minutes, his movement, and also just like in general, his freaking swagger. It delivers the exact villain power fantasy that all these different players are coming for. While also his chase power feels good on both input schemes, so on PC and also on controller. The IP's gravity and the satisfaction of the controls equal this high pick rate. The skill cap with this killer is similar to the Huntress. It seems to go to infinite, and that's why he is so popular. So that is actually already it. That are the differences between the regions and why they pick different killers. Who are your 5 most picked killers? And do you think your culture where you grow up has influenced your choice? Don't forget to like and subscribe to get more of my videos, and stay tuned for the Survivor Edition, which dives even deeper into the cultural aspects, as all Survivor gameplay is the same and it is less about the different playstyles that you actually can follow. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye!